Happening now, Jamestown escapes the wrath of lake effect snow. Dunkirk, not so lucky though. And we sneak a peek at the Nutcracker show.
I'm Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. We don't have much snow on the ground here in Jamestown, but areas northward, they got a big old lake effect event. We'll break down the snow totals and how cold will it get over the next 7 days. Next.
What a game in Atlanta between the Saints and the Falcons. You won't believe the ending. That in sports, plus lots of high school basketball. All that next.
That's news now for Friday, December 8th, 2017.
Live and on demand from the Chautauqua Audio Works studios in downtown Jamestown. This is your source for breaking news. WNY News Now.
TGIF, welcome and thank you for joining us. I'm Justin Gould. Our top story, a lake effect snow warning just expired for parts of the southern tier, but the damage is pretty evident in the North County. Local law enforcement confirms more than 20 accidents in northern Chautauqua County Thursday evening, including a school bus that ended up in a ditch. Luckily, no one was injured there, but power lines fell in Brockton after a car hit a pole. While here in the city of Jamestown, we got very little, if any, accumulation. Joining us now from the Weather Center is Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter with a rundown of what we saw last night. Dakota, were you just fighting a bee there?
No, we have a stink bug that just landed on my chroma key wall over here. We're not making this stuff up, folks.
No, I saw the
there's a little stink bug that's flying
through
around the studio, and it literally just landed right on my chroma key wall. So I'm going to come over here because I hate anything that flies. I really do. We're not making this up, folks.
You should have saw the look on his face. He
I
was terrified as I was reading that last bit.
That just took 10 years off my life. Anyway, getting into weather, we're looking at what's left of the lake effect snow band on Viper radar right now, and you can see there's not much to it. It's really starting to fall apart and dissipate, and that was as forecast. Because we talked about over the past couple of days, we talked about how this was more than likely going to start falling apart throughout the day today, and especially earlier on throughout the night. Now, unfortunately, that stink bug is still over here, and I'm not going to get close to it, so pardon me for going way off the screen here. But these are the snow totals that we got in from the Weather Service so far this morning. Take a look at Boston and the Boston Hills, 18 inches. Take a look at that. And that's pretty much where the snow was across the southern portion it's right down in southern Erie County, right into the Boston Hills. And here's some more of the snow totals for you. Chautauqua County, in our direction, Silver Creek was the winner with 14 inches, and Ripley down near the state line got 10 inches, and French Creek only got 4. And down in our direction, nothing more than just a little bit of a trace or a white coating in some areas. We'll break down, and we also got some wonderful viewer photos of the snow and the not so much snow that fell in the southern portion of the region. I'll show you all those pictures, plus that quick solution 7-day forecast in just a few minutes if the stink bug doesn't eat me alive in just a few minutes. Back to you, Justin.
All right, Justin. All right, Dakota, we'll take care of that during the break. I promise. Thank you.
Okay.
A first-time home buying program with an emphasis on helping people that live next door to quote-unquote bad houses is being rolled out right here in the city of Jamestown. Our Ryan Hedrick recently sat down with Code's executive director, Pat Morris.
A different kind of first-time home buying program is being unveiled in the city of Jamestown. The executive director of Code Incorporated is Pat Morris.
People who live next door to bad houses more than the people actually buying the houses. In Jamestown, if you can't afford a house in Jamestown, you shouldn't be buying a house. So our program is different than what you find for most homebuyer programs. Under most homebuyer programs, they give an incentive to somebody to buy a house because the person can't afford the house. In Jamestown, if you can't afford the house, you shouldn't be buying it. What we're trying to do is give an incentive to someone who's going to be buying a home anyway, to be buying a home in the neighborhood where they want to live, but we're going to hope that we can encourage them to buy a house that's in worse shape than they would be buying it otherwise, and we'll help fix the house up. So it will help the people who live there, but more importantly, it'll help all of the neighbors because the houses get fixed up and it stabilizes tax base. It just makes for better neighborhoods.
Code is a neighborhood group that helps the north side of the city of Jamestown. They do some work in Chautauqua County, but their primary focus is to make the city of Jamestown a better place to live. He says one of their other missions is to try to provide the city with a better housing stock.
We have an array of housing programs ranging from apartments to owner-occupied rehab, our new homebuyer program. We have an accessibility program to help people on Medicaid make improvements to their homes so they can live there longer and stay out of institutions. And we also have an accessibility program for disabled veterans.
Now, Morris admits that Code has never undertaken a program like this, but they have done home rehabilitation for a long time, and quite a bit of it this year alone.
$50,000 to $175,000 in housing rehabilitation, with the bulk of that being in the city of Jamestown. We're finishing up our work right now for the season. We'll start again in the spring. Right now, we have money available, and we can work as fast as the potential home buyer. We are not picking houses. We're not picking neighborhoods. The home buyer comes in, fills out the application. We'll tell them if they're income eligible. We'll make sure they meet the other eligibility requirements, and we'll tell them what the eligibility requirements are for the house.
Moore says those who want more information should stop by Code and pick up an application. They're located at 4111 Windsor Avenue here in Jamestown. Chautauqua County Elections Commissioner Norm Green says that State Assemblyman Andy Goodell is walking a fine line representing clients who are involved with business deals through agencies like the Industrial Development Agency. Green made those comments on Facebook.
When you have an assemblyman or a state senator representing someone and they are appearing before governmental agencies, that's just what's caused all the troubles in Albany. And the Albany troubles, all 100% of the time, it has to do with outside employment. And that, it's my position. Certainly, Andy Goodell didn't do anything wrong, and this certainly is a great, great project. But we certainly are not well served when our full-time legislators are not full-time.
Now, Goodell did respond to Green's criticism, saying that he's not surprised that Green didn't get his facts straight and that he's never represented the buyers. You can read his entire response at our site, WNYNewsNow.com. Well, jobs, and more jobs. Employers say they added 228,000 of them in November. The unemployment rate is at a 17-year low of 4.1%. Also worth noting, the government says the economy grew 3.3% in the most recent quarter, the best since 2014, and the stock market is at record levels. Coming up next, a sneak peek at the Nutcracker performance, and later on, Faulkner School hosts its annual Christmas concert when we return.
WNY News Now is sponsored by Chautauqua Audio Works, 3335 South Roberts Road in Fredonia. More than a music store. Call 679-4333. Call now, 679-4333. You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Wishing you a safe and happy holiday season. WNY News Now, the Jolly Team, where coverage comes first.
The Nutcracker returns to the Reginald A. Center for the Arts this holiday season. On Thursday, our cameras got a sneak peek at some of the show's famous dances. Students from the Chautauqua Regional Youth Ballet will put on the performance that's been running for the past 30 years. Artistic director Monica Alch has directed since 2000. She says the performance has become a tradition in the Jamestown community.
We were thinking about, well, maybe we skip a Nutcracker and do something else, like a Christmas show, for some kind. But then we decided, no, it's it's become a tradition. I think people, they're coming back over and over and over.
Because I want to go on and go to college for dance and hopefully one day be in a company. So doing a full-length production like this really gets a feel for how that all works and being on stage and learning how everything like that is run. It's a small area. Not a lot of places like this have big full productions like we do with the sets and costumes on such a beautiful stage. And it's just really great to be able to have that so we don't have to commute, to a bigger city like Buffalo that, it would take that opportunity away from a lot of people. So, makes it a lot more accessible.
The Nutcracker is Friday, December 15th at 7:30 and Saturday, December 16th at 2 p.m. in downtown Jamestown at the Reg Lene Center for the Arts. Apple recently revealed its most popular apps of this year, and there's a clear takeaway. iPhone users seem to love those emojis. The custom emoji app Bitmoji snagged the top spot for the most popular app this year, with Snapchat and YouTube closely falling behind. And in case you didn't know, Bitmojis are 3D cartoon avatars that you can use to customize and resemble yourself. The Bitmoji app has been around since 2015, but it recently started to gain popularity when Snapchat bought the company for $64 million. Facebook Messenger came in fourth and Instagram in fifth. Well, everybody knows that exercise is pretty good for your health, and too much sitting is a bad thing. But did you know that spending excessive amounts of time sitting down, like I am right now, can have some pretty costly health benefits? Kim Hutcherson has more in today's Health Minute.
A growing body of research indicates that too much sitting can be harmful for your health, even if you exercise regularly. Researchers pooled results from more than 40 studies and concluded that the more time people spent on their backsides, the greater their risk of premature death, cardiovascular disease, cancer, and type 2 diabetes. Regular exercise appears to mitigate some of the harmful effects of prolonged sitting, but not all. An analysis of more than a dozen studies found that at least 60 minutes a day of moderately intense exercise is needed to counter the risks associated with prolonged sitting. Experts usually recommend about 30 minutes of daily exercise. But one study found that even these hour-long workouts don't reverse sitting's negative effects on insulin levels and blood fats. However, there are things you can do in addition to exercise to reduce your sitting time. At work, stand for a few minutes every half hour. If possible, use a desk that will let you work both standing and seated. Park as far as possible from entrances, so you'll have to walk a little bit more. And don't just sit on the sofa when you're at home. Do some chores or just stand periodically while watching TV. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Now, your first defense forecast with Dakota Hunter.
Standing while watching TV. I don't know about that one. Could you imagine that? Especially my mom who watches soap operas. Could you imagine my mother standing and watching her soap opera? I don't know. That's just...
I don't know. We're kind of like forced to sit sometimes.
Yeah.
Like it seems like when you watch television, you're going to sit down.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what most people do. But
I mean, that's just...
Should do a little more exercise.
Yeah.
Get your Snap Fitness or your Planet Fitness membership.
Well, you can kind of tell that I don't really exercise a whole lot, and I haven't missed many lunches either in my lifetime either.
That's
as right. You can.
At least the bug is gone now.
Yeah, we got the bug situation taken care of, and I'm serious that there was a stink bug literally right here on my chroma key wall. You obviously couldn't see it because it didn't key in, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if it keyed in or not, but yeah, it took 10 years off.
It was scary.
Yeah.
That was scary.
Now, enough of my scariness and stuff. Let's get into weather. Now, as I told you, we had some really wonderful viewer photos coming in. Let me just show you some of them here. Yeah, take a look at some of that snow. That's obviously in northern Chautauqua County where that snow band was. And that is a pretty good picture right there. How about this one? Another one. This one, I believe, was on Route 60. And actually, yesterday we had reports of very low visibility along Route 60 and I-90 on the New York State Thruway. As that snow band was making its way through, and that definitely was the case throughout the day there. And then we also have this. This is Jamestown. Just a little bit of a trace down there. And this was actually yesterday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so there wasn't a whole lot there to speak of with that. And Justin's coming over to me with a microphone. And something happened to my microphone pack, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of... Yeah, now we have our news anchor. Yeah, there we go. So not sure what happened there, but we got the mic situation taken care of. We also had the bug situation. So yeah, it's Friday. You can definitely tell that. And this actually is in here. I wanted to put this in. My good friend Cole, who lives down in Atlanta, Georgia, took this picture, and I love this. You can see the fog down there. That's a nice picture, along with his truck right there. That's a nice picture. And of course, we always invite you to send in your weather photos. You can send it to me on our Facebook page, and also you can tweet them to me on Twitter. My handle is HuntersWX. You can see it right there down on my lower third. Now, let's go to the Sky Vision Camera Network, and you can see right there that this is the Erie camera down by the Mill Creek Mall. You can see some of the snow down there, and they got some pretty good snowfall rates. I don't believe that dew point number is correct. That seems a little too dry, a dew point of 1. But let's go to Lakewood. You can see right there, not much snow. And that was the case throughout the southern portion of Chautauqua County. Not much snow there to speak of as well. Back to Lynx 1, and I will show you, break down today's forecast for you. So pretty much for today, sunshine, but it's not going to help too much though. It will still be cold though. The high temperature will be around 30 degrees. Our average high this time of the year for this date is actually 38. So we're not going to be anywhere near that with that southwest wind of 8 to 15 miles an hour. Now currently out at the airport, it's 23 degrees. There's that terrible wind chill index of 10, and that is combined with that southwest wind of 15 miles an hour out at the airport. You can see some of the cloud cover there and the sunshine at the JCC Skycam at the dorms. Now, First Defense Doppler, we have that lake snow band right there starting to move its way up and just starting to fall apart, as I showed you earlier. Not much else. We got some lake effect going on in Michigan, but not a heavy deal there by any means. Now, let's kind of pan the map here, and I will show you kind of what's actually going on down to the south here. And you can see right here as I pan the map around here, we've got snow falling in parts of the south. Take a look at this. Snow right now in parts of, you've got LA, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, going into here, Birmingham, Atlanta, all getting some nice snowfall. And as of right now, they actually do have some winter storm warnings out here for Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama, and along with some winter weather advisories. Now, the snow here is only going to accumulate about an inch or so. And obviously, those of us up north, that's pretty much what we got in some portions of the southern portion of the county yesterday, and especially this morning. But yeah, this is epic snow down there, and it's not uncommon for them to get cold and get some snow. So winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories up for some of the accumulating snow out there down in the south for today as well. So for tonight, mostly clear skies and chilly though. The low temperatures down into the upper teens because the cloud cover will start to break away. Not out of the question, the valley locations will get colder than that. So you need to remember that with a southwest wind 6 to 9 miles an hour. Now, I showed this yesterday and I wanted to show it again. The wildfires in California, it's still raging. It's still going on. The last number I know of it was less than 10% contained, and it started impacting LA on Wednesday. And this is just this is a very awful situation going out there. I have some friends that live out in LA, and man, this is definitely hard on them as well. And this is the result of the Santa Ana. As I often tell you, the Santa Ana wind pattern this time of the year often drives wildfires. And essentially what the Santa Ana is, it is essentially strong, dry winds that work from the inland areas that start to impact the coastal areas. In fact, here's the wind. You can see all the arrows. That is ultimately the wind direction. It starts in the inland areas and starts to impact the coastal areas as well with the strong dry winds, and that increases the wildfire danger as well as it moves on through. And of course, that produces some very windy conditions, and the windy conditions along with those dry winds will fuel wildfires. And so this is pretty much exactly what it is. And the Santa Ana wind pattern, it often does cause some very windy conditions, and it does increase the wildfire danger as well. So the shoreline communities, especially right along the ocean front, definitely get some of the strongest winds, and it definitely increases that wildfire danger as well. Now, next 7 days of your Weather Life coming up right now, brought to you by Quick Solutions. And you can see the weekend, it is looking cold with more snow. There is a chance Sunday and Monday, some of that snow will be related to the lake. Lake Erie could regenerate a few lake effect snow showers, but nothing a big deal, maybe a couple inches out of that. And take a look at that. We're in the refrigerator, and then we go straight to the freezer by early next week. Take a look at that. 18 is a high on Wednesday, and only 25 on Thursday. Real Arctic air comes our way. Ryan will have sports right after the break, so stay with us.
First Defense Weather is sponsored by Quick Solutions of Jamestown. Count on Quick Solutions for printing, copying, mass mailings, and so much more. Part of your team. Learn more at QuickSolutionsUSA.com. That's QuickSolutionsUSA.com. With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
The team that puts coverage first.
Defendant who was being arraigned on felony narcotics charge bolted from custody, ran through the trailer park here in the village. We're currently seeking his location.
Can you fathom somebody starting a fire?
I can't.
Honestly, knowing there were people in the building.
No, I cannot. The person had to have been sick.
Several shots rang out early Sunday morning.
They drove up by, shooting a couple rounds off.
Excited for Cameron, he was the only senior we had there, and he's put as much time or more than anyone I've ever coached. So
he says that Coach Wilcox had a tremendous impact on him, both on and off the mat.
The Jamestown Red Raider Marching Band is getting ready to set off to Chicago for the St. Patrick's Day Parade. WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at PhoneZoneShop.com.
Saints and the Falcons, a big-time game with playoff implications. Thursday night, late in the fourth quarter, tied at 17. Matt Bryant with the 52-yard field goal, putting the Falcons up 20-17. And then time winding down, 2nd and 10. Drew Brees back in the pocket, throws down the middle, and it's picked off. And the Saints go down in a flurry, 20-17. The Falcons now have a shot to win the NFC South. Lots of high school basketball around the area. Jamestown is on the road tonight taking on Fredonia. That should be a good game. Randolph and Ellicottville, West Valley. Both games tip off at 7. A full schedule can be seen at maxpreps.com by searching New York High School Basketball Scoreboard. The New York Islanders and the Pittsburgh Penguins, this game would go into overtime. We're tied in overtime. Matt Hunwick rebounds the puck for the game-winning shot, and the Penguins win 4-3. What a game in Pittsburgh as the crowd goes crazy. From the Phone Zone Sports Desk, that's a look at what's trending. I'm Ryan Hedrick, WNY Sports Now. It all unfolds here.
Happy holidays from WNY News Now.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Everything's made fresh here. We love to be outside, and it's nice inside if it's raining, so we have a choice.
Locals and non-locals agree that the Main Landing is quickly becoming a destination.
It's just so casual, and just the food is amazing.
I love the hamburgers.
But I really like the tuna I had.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
And welcome back to News Now. Thursday night, Faulkner Central School hosted their annual Christmas High School Band and Chorus concert. Now, students from freshmen to seniors performed various holiday medleys and Christmas classics, along with notable pieces like Hallelujah Chorus. Anne-Marie Mokenhan is a music teacher at the school. She says that students are mandated by New York State to to take a music elective, but many of them stick with it past the required time.
And I think it's a nice class to get away from the traditional classes of math and science, and they can use their right brain and their creative side to make music and give back to people. We have had a very supportive administration and a supportive Board of Education, and we have kept music and arts in our school, and we are thriving. We, the teachers of the arts, we enjoy what we do, and we love the kids that participate.
And Dakota, being a alumni of Faulkner Central School.
Well, you were, but I'm not.
Right. Sorry, not you. I'm talking to you, Dakota.
Yeah.
Being alumni of Faulkner Central School, I must say that I'm happy to see that, years later, they're still very much strong with the music program.
Right.
I mean, I took choir with Mogan. I was in band with Michelle Battaglia, who's the band instructor there. I mean, I was rocking the saxophone. So.
Ooh, you were a sax man.
Yeah, ladies.
There you
I
go.
can play the sax. So, or I haven't played in like 2 years, but So, so yeah, it's good to see that that they're still doing that, and it's awesome that kids stick with it, and definitely very much of arts program. I mean, as I went into high school, I like kind of transitioned into like the we had like morning announcements or whatever.
Right.
Like
JHS does it too.
Yeah. And I kind of like,
well, all the schools in Jamestown do it, I think.
Right. So I did that, and then like, not that I shied away from the band and chorus stuff.
Right.
But my sister was really into like chorus. She's a great singer. So
we need to have you sing a vocal of something sometime. Oh, I know the perfect song. Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
Man, I feel
because
like
let's
a
be honest
woman.
here, guys.
Dun,
You are
dun,
not
dun,
a real guy.
dun,
You are not a true guy unless you have ever sang along to Man, I Feel Like a Woman before.
I'm sure that there's people out there. Like, that sounds like a shower song, not gonna lie.
Well, it could be
like
if you want it to be.
You don't want to do it in the bar at 2 in the morning.
Well, if you've had a little too much,
then
then you might think that it might be good. If you've had just a little bit too much. But, in terms of band and chorus, I actually tried out for bands back at Washington Middle. And I tried out for band, and I have no musical ability whatsoever. And, I mean, it's quite disappointing because my grandfather on my dad's side could play any instrument that had a string. If it had a string on it, he could pick it up, tune it, and play it. My grandmother on my dad's side, on the other hand, she could make a piano sing. She was a fantastic pianist, however you pronounce that, piano player. And
that's a safer word.
Yeah.
Piano player.
Yeah, definitely. And then my grandfather on my mom's side actually plays the accordion. And my dad used to play bass.
Wow.
And
I've like seen accordions like in movies or whatever. I've never like seen it in real life. Yeah, being played.
Yeah, and awesome. I have no musical ability. All that skipped right over me.
You just have the science gene.
Yeah, I can't sing. I can't play anything.
Like they have that STEAM program, or STEM, but some schools like Southwestern have STEAM, where they add the arts into there, and they really try to get people going with getting that art side, because you use a different side of your brain than science. And I think math and sciences are absolutely super important, even though I can barely balance my own checkbook, but that's for another.
Well, it's what we say. Weather people are strange little people. And with that comment, let's go ahead and take a look at that extended forecast by Quick Solutions one final time. And you can see pretty much today the sunshine's not helping too much. Take a look at those temperatures, lower 30s today. Again, the weekend snow could be related to the lake. It could regenerate a few lake effect snow showers. Nothing big, maybe a couple inches out of that. In the freezer early next week, when temperatures on Wednesday will only be in the upper teens. And this cold down looks, it's Friday, guys. This cold looks like it's going to last throughout the next 7 to 10 days. Really no signs of warmer temperatures anywhere.
All right, well, I'll just stay bundled up.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
All right, thank you, Dakota.
You're welcome.
Let's get out of this train wreck. Be sure to join us on Monday for an all-new show. Dakota and I will hopefully be here, pending what the consultants have to say. Head to our website, WNYNewsNow.com.
And if that stink bug doesn't get me.
We're covered. Yeah, right. He's just outside the door. I just threw him out the door. I'm like, not our problem anymore. Somebody else can deal with him. Just throw him in the newsroom. We'll just hide in here all day. Meantime, head to WNYNewsNow.com. Got great stories. Content continues all weekend long on the site, the only site in Chautauqua County that puts coverage comes first. Have a great week.
See you Monday.